and welcome. This is Heidi's Homemade. I'm Heidi, hello, and this is Flosstube episode number 37. And today is December 17th, Sunday. So Christmas is right around the corner, which means that school break is right around the corner. I've got like 4 more days before the end of this school semester, whatever. Yeah, so welcome back if you have joined me before. Thank you for coming and joining me and looking at all my stitchy stuff. And if this is the first time, welcome. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not? And thank you for those of you who also like my videos. That helps get other people's eyes on the videos. The more video likes I get, the more my videos are recommended to other people. So, anyway, so a lot has been happening in the last few weeks. I ran out of time last weekend. I meant to do this video last weekend, and it just didn't happen. So, let's see, since the last time that I did a video, I think it's been 3 weeks. Let's see, Jingle Ball happened, which I did participate in that. The AZ Stitchers monthly meetup happened, and I did my Saturday meetups. I think I had 2 of them since the last time. It would have been 2 because it's every other week. And of course I do my Zooms every Thursday night. So, and if you're interested in any of that, I have the information in the description box below. You can message me to get a link to the Zoom if you wanted to participate in that. If you're in the Mesa, Arizona area, you're more than welcome to come to my every other Saturday meetup at the local library. If you're interested in that, just send me a message and I will give you more information. Yeah, so it's been kind of busy the last few weeks with stitchy stuff anyway. It's been busy work-wise too. I've been, working every day, so there's that too. I've done some finishing. I've got some finishing. I'm going to be doing a picture of one of my finishes because I don't have it anymore. I gave it away. I did participate in the Smalls Exchange at the AZ Stitchers meetup that I hosted, I guess. I ran it, whatever. And I was volunteered to run it again for the next time that we do a Smalls Exchange, which is not going to be until June. So there's a little bit of time to get something figured out for that. That's what I got from my Smalls Exchange. Little guy. It's so cute. It's a Prairie schooler, and it's done even smaller than what it would normally be. It came out so cute. And yeah, so the lady who stitched it was super nice and sweet about it, and yeah, it came out really good. I like it. I'm very happy with what I got from my Smalls Exchange. Honestly, I don't think anything that was done for the Smalls Exchange was a bad exchange. So I think everybody seemed to like it. There was a lot more. This was the first time that we had done a Smalls Exchange in this group. And there was a lot more participation than what I was anticipating. I was anticipating maybe 10 or 12. It was closer to 20 people who participated. So about half the group that came participated, which was pretty awesome. Let's see. Yeah. I'm having a hard time focusing today. I've had this monstrous headache for a couple days now, but I wanted to get this video done. So if you see me kind of stop and squint a little bit, it's because my head is pounding. So, and I'm trying to make use of the light coming in the window before it goes away. So I needed to get this video done. So yeah. We'll talk about Jingle Ball when I show you the few things that I got from Jingle Ball. I do have quite a bit of haul stuff, but it's not all stuff that I bought, if that makes sense. It's stuff that I got from like the freebie table at the AZ Stitchers meetup, and stuff that was given to me, and a few things that I bought at the Jingle Ball. So I will talk about more about the Jingle Ball and what I did during that part. Let's see, I've got some finishes to show you. I've got a few whips. I've got a new start. Yeah, so let's just get right into it. I'm going to start by talking about a picture that I'm hoping will be in this area. I stitched a whale from my friend who loves whales, and she has a whale Christmas tree, and she didn't have any stitched ornaments for it. So I stitched a whale and gave it to her yesterday at our library meetup. So there it is. It is the Artsy Housewife. I want to say it was a freebie on her website. I want to say that's where I got it from. And I didn't stitch the whole thing. I only stitched the whale part of it, and I think it came out really cute. And I stitched it on 32 count. It's that weird fabric at Hobby Lobby. Murano Carry or something like that is what they call it. It's an even weave. It's like Lugana. And I want to say it was called like Seafoam or something like that. But it worked well with like the color thing that I was going for. So that is that. So the next stuff that I'm going to finish you that are finishes, fully finishes. I don't have any new finishes other than the whale. I stitched that in like one day, and then I finished it on like the next day. So last time I showed you guys my finishes of these Prairie Schooler Kringles from the book Kringle. I did 6 of the 8 patterns because there was a couple that I wasn't too crazy about, and so I didn't do those, but I ended up doing 2 of each colorway, so I think it worked out pretty well. So I have the ice skate one. They call this one Cardinal, but he's clearly holding a blue jay. This one is called, I think it's Mittens. And then this one is a partridge and pears. So that's a little partridge bird and pears, and there's a little pear by his foot. So those, and then the birdhouse one, and the goose. The back stitching on this one looks so much better in camera than it does in person. It totally looked like I did invisible back stitching, and I hate doing back stitching to begin with. So when I can't even see that there's back stitching, it was a bit disappointing. I'm like, I just spent an hour doing invisible back stitching. But you can see it on camera, so that makes me happy. But I think they came out really good. This is chenille yarn that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. Their yarn was recently on sale. And I picked up, it is Velvet Smooth Aran, I think. No, this is the Velvet Smooth. The one on the whale is the Aran, because the Aran is slightly thinner than this one. This one's a little bit thicker. And then I used some petite, this is actually, I want to say this is Civil War reprints from my quilting scraps. But the colors I thought looked well. And the way that I finish, I just make a little iron-on patch using heat and bond to finish up the back because I hate hand sewing. I did that enough just to put the yarn around the outside. So I make a little patch using heat and bond. I have stitched around the patch to make it a little prettier, but usually you can't see where the patch was. Every once in a while you can kind of see how the patch is. But, so yeah, so those are my fully finishes for this time. And I did one strand over 18 count for these guys, and I did use the called for colors. Yes, I used all of the called for colors, and I stitched it on 18 count vintage country mocha. And I did that over Thanksgiving. They stitched up really fast. I think I finished the last one while I was doing Jingle Ball. Because I got tired of stitching on Santas and stitched on something else in between. But each one took about a day to stitch. So not super time consuming. And I really like the style of those. I don't like the style of the yearly ones, but I liked those. And there's another set that I like that if I ever get around to picking up the pattern for that, I might do those too. Actually, the one that one comes from. That one. The book that one is in. I would probably pick up that one and stitch because I like the style of it. But yeah. But probably because it's more like a Father Christmas than like a Santa Claus. I don't know. Okay. So those are my finishes. Let's move on to I have one new start, so let me pull that one out. So I was volunteered to figure out how to make a Huswif. We were talking about it on one of my Zooms, and my friend Melissa likes to volunteer me to figure out how to do things and just do things. So she actually went out and got a couple different patterns of Huswifes, and I decided to do this one because the stitching would not take very long. It's all one color, so there's no color changes. So I figured that would be a faster stitch than the other one that she had gotten, simply because that one had a lot of color in it, and it would take a lot of time switching colors. And it was more of a samplery type of thing, and I'm not really a big sampler person. But this one I thought was sweet and pretty and like kind of simplistic, and I liked it. So this is the one I decided to go with, and will be attempting to finish it as a Huswif so that I can show my friends how to finish it as well. So I went through my fabric stash because it's very specific that you have to use 32 count or 16 count. Obviously the same thing. And so I don't stitch a lot on that count. So I had to dig through my stash of fabric to see what I had that would work. And I only had a couple options because it's a quite large piece. It had to be 10.5 by 19.5. That gives a 2-inch border around in order to sew the stuff together. Okay. So I had to find something that was long enough to stitch it on. So I did. I picked, and this is the little piece that I cut off of it. I picked Forbidden Fiber Co. Granite, and let me see if I can take, actually, you know what, I'll just take out the piece I'm stitching on, because it's kind of getting washed out, because it's got like a gray with a little bit of a brown tone in it, and it is a 16 count, so that is one of the reasons why I chose it, and it was big enough. So I measured out, it is 20 by 11, so it's perfect. I started this the other night. I put 1 strand of floss in. I'm stitching it 1 strand on the 16 count. And yeah, I think that kind of gives it kind of the true color. It's that grayish, kind of brownish tone. And the color that I am using to stitch it is this one. And this is Adzuki. I stopped in the attic yesterday for one thing, well, 2 things really. I wanted to get another skein of this, and this is Gentle Art, so this is a 10-meter skein versus a 5-meter. So this has, or yards, or whatever it is. Whatever. It's double the size. I'm not a math person. You wouldn't know it by all the counting that I do, but I'm not a math person. It's double the size. So it said that you needed 3 skeins in order to do the Huswif and the needle book in the pattern. So I had 1 skein of this in my stash, and I thought that the colors looked really pretty together because it's got like almost like a cherry. It's almost like a chocolate covered cherry. It's got like a cherry color, and then it's got like this kind of a brown that has almost like a gray undertone to it. And so I thought that the color looks really nice together. You don't see a ton of color variation, at least I don't think so. When I was stitching it, it didn't feel like there was a lot of color variation. But I am stitching it 1 stitch at a time in order to get as much color variation as possible. And I did notice, and the only reason I'm saying it is because I can see it in the camera. So I did notice when I was stitching that there are a couple little marks. There's one right there, and there is there's a little blue one over here on the fabric. I don't know if you can see that, like right there. That are almost like someone was marking it. I don't know. I don't think it's going to bother me once I get it finished, because I think that little blue one's going to be gone, because it's right on the edge of the size that I cut, because I did cut it just slightly bigger than what it needed to be. But this one is a little, yeah, I'm not sure about that. But yeah, in general, I've never had any problem with Forbidden Fiber Co. fabric. And it's all hand dyed, so I'm not really sure. It almost looks like a little pencil mark, honestly. But that is the dead center of the pattern, is right there. So it'll come up. And this is 1 strand of floss. 1 strand. So that's how much far I got with 1 strand. So I think I got pretty far. there's another flower that's going to be coming in right there, and it's going to continue up. So my thought process was to take it out and do like one strand a day to get it done. And I already failed because I started this Friday night and I did not stitch on it yesterday at all. So I already failed on my plan, but it's okay. I'll probably do at least a strand today. Maybe I'll do 2 to make up for yesterday. I don't know. We'll see. I want to get it done though so that I can work on figuring out how to do the actual Huswif part. Okay, so that was my new start for this time. And I know you're probably thinking, are you going to be doing 12 by 12? Yes, I am doing 12 by 12. And I think I'm doing 12 new starts because I've been in the mood to start all the things. I don't know what I'm starting. I think I'm going to be starting some small stuff, which means that I would potentially have them done before, before I want to start, because I'm sure when May comes around, I'm going to want to start all the things again. So if I start small things for the 12 by 12, then I would have the potential of finishing them before I start all the things in May. So yeah, you know, whatever. I'm thinking it's going to be a bunch of small stuff. So I don't think there's anything that's larger that I've gotten recently or seen in my stash recently that I was like, I need to stitch that right now. Yeah, no, I can't. Nothing springs to mind. So I'm thinking it's going to be a bunch of smaller stuff. Okay, so let's go on to whips. This one I literally was working on this morning. I stitched on this yesterday at the library as well. Let's see, there's it. So this one is Nora Corbett, and this is, let's see, the name of this one is on the pattern itself, Little Snowy Pink Cottage, from the Snow Globe Village series by Nora Corbett. And this one has beads and all the stuff. This was, so this pattern is from 2011. I got it from 123 Stitch. Yes, 123 Stitch. So I'm sure they probably still have it. And I have it in this bag because it matches. So, yeah. So I started this. I meant to start it in May, but I did not. It calls for a ton of Kringle, which I was having a hard time finding all the colors. So I kind of put it off. Plus I was like, oh, I don't know if I really want to stitch all that Kringle. So I kind of put it off until I figured out what I wanted to do for a color conversion. So I have a little card that I have written down all of my color conversions. This is it's stitched on Splash Mint with white, and it is 32 count Lugana. And these are the colors I'm using. The DMC is the called for DMC. I am missing the whites. I need to throw a white in there because apparently I forgot to do that. And then I'm going to, there's like snowflakes going along the outside that I'm going to do in the Etoile Ecru. But I am using Prickly Pear as the main color, and then I am putting Secondhand Rose next to it. which is like the lighter version of prickly pear. And I think that is going to look really good. I've gotten pretty far, and I also got the bead kit from 123 Stitch. So this is what I have so far. And at some point, I either put it up right before I started showing it, or I will put it up next. The picture of where I was before. So I have most of the big part of the house done. Most of the empty spots down here in the doorway are beads. All these faces are beads. And then there's like some white that goes along the top of the eaves of the house. I was stitching on this literally this morning, so yeah, there's hoop marks. So yeah, that's what I've gotten so far. And I am really liking how it's coming out. I think the colors are working out pretty good. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I am excited to continue working on it. It's going faster than I anticipated it going as far as stitching up. So the goal will be to finish stitching it and then to put all the beads in. And yeah, and the beads, this is the bead set. So a bunch of really pretty colors for the beads. And it's, sorry about the glare. And there's two different sizes of beads. There's the really tiny ones, and then there's the bigger ones. But I think that that is going to be really pretty. And I chose that pattern specifically. So I wanted to do like a Nora, Corbett, Mirabella. But I'm not really into like the pretty ladies, the fancy ladies. I think they're pretty, but they're not really my style. So I was looking for something that I liked that I might try to do for like, to do some of the beading and do, So I saw that one and it jumped out at me because my mom always wanted to live in a barn that was converted to a house. So that one kind of jumped out at me, and I like pink. So that's what I did. Yeah. All right. This is another one. I need to take it out of the hoop because I was working on it last night while I was sitting in bed before I went to sleep. And let's see. So this one is stitching up super fast, which is nice. Fast things are good. Like especially when you want to stitch all the stuff. So I am working on Erica Michaels' Be Like a Crow. And it says, be like a crow, collect shiny things, hop happily down the street for no apparent reason, scream loudly when you see your friends. And doesn't that pretty much include us all in the description? So yeah, so I am doing it on the piece I had left of Haunted that I used for a wavy ride. So I had originally planned to do this with two colors. But as I was looking a little bit closer at the pattern, I'm going to have to pick a third color that's going to be like a golden brown color probably. Because there is where the crow up here, where there's going to be a big crow, he's sitting on a branch, and then there's like curly cues coming off the branch. So all of the little curly cues and stuff are going to be in this really pale gold color. So I need something to contrast with that. So I think I'm going to pick a nice golden brown that's a little darker to accent that. But otherwise, it's pretty much just the black and this pale gold creamy color. And if you want to know, it's just 310 and 834 is the gold color that I'm doing. So yeah, it's really coming out really pretty. I think it's just jumping off of that blue. I stitched on this at AV Stitchers the other weekend. And yeah. And then I started working down here in the Friends last night. And this fabric is really soft, so I have to use a hoop with it. Typically I stitch in hand, but when the fabric is too soft, the tension isn't right, so I have to use a hoop. Same thing with that Lugana. It's a little too soft to stitch in hand. Let's see. The next one is, find the cover sheet so that there it is. I am stitching Dorian Jones, and I am starting on, it's this one that I'm doing. And I printed this off of Etsy. I do intend to do all 4 of them, and I'm stitching them on blue so I don't have to stitch the background. I don't know if I'm going to do the snowflake starburst around it though, because I don't know if it's going to show up. I might change and do it in like an ecru, or not ecru, etoile. That way the shiny kind of shows up. I'm not sure. So this is where I am, and he's starting to actually look like a owl. And this is 18 count bluebird from my Vintage Needle Arts on Etsy. I get a lot of my color Ada and fabrics from her. And I like it because, excuse me, I like it because it is a little stiffer, and I can stitch in hand with it easier. So there is that little guy. He's so cute. I need to take him out and stitch on him again. I've only given him a few hours of stitchy time, and I need to take him out and stitch on him some more so that I can possibly at least finish one this year before Christmas. But yeah, about a month ago or so, when I decided to go ahead and start all the things, that was one of the things that I wanted to start, and I should probably put that back into the bag so I don't lose the cover photo. And there we go. And yes, I do know that it is in a Valentine bag. And this bag was from Black Cat Stitchery. And then my last whip that I have to show you is my blog whip, which is Bloom and Grow by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. This pattern was originally released as a stitch along. I did not get it as a stitch along. I got it much later after the fact that the stitch along had been done. So this is what it's going to look like. And I took it out and did a few stitches in it. Try not to lose us there. And I have all of the pots in there. I just need to fill them in. And I've got a little bit more of the sunflower stitched in. I honestly don't remember where I was the last time I showed you. Yeah, I don't know. But I'll have a picture so you'll be able to see. So this is the last thing that I had worked on since 3 weeks ago from the last time I did a video. I'm not posting the Sal that I belong to with my blog. We decided to skip the next post because it would have been like Christmas. No, New Year's. Christmas. I don't know. One of those. And so it was decided that we would skip that post and post the next time. So we're going to have 6 weeks between our posts instead of 3 weeks. Which is fine because that means I don't have to pick it up as often. Because it's one that I want to finish, but it's not one that's high on the list, which is why I kind of picked it to work on for my blog. Because nobody's working on the same thing. We can stitch on whatever we want, but we can only stitch on one project or show one project. We can stitch on whatever we want, but we can only show one project. So yeah, so that is my blog project. And that's a me-made bag. Available on Etsy. And at the end of the video, I will show you a couple that I just finished that are available currently as of the time I'm filming this. As of the time I'm filming this video. Okay, so on to haul, I guess. Yes. Okay, so Jingle Ball. I know like everyone's talking about it, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. I'm going to show you what I got. I'm going to tell you that I did participate in Jingle Ball, obviously, and I just did the $10 admission because I didn't know how much time, or quite frankly, how much money I wanted to spend in the whole thing. So I did several stitchy rooms. I was in several stitchy rooms between Friday and pretty much all day Saturday, except for when I went to the library because it was my library weekend. And then I came back and I went back online and went on Zoom some more. Sunday, to be quite frank, I was kind of zoomed out, so I decided not to go into any stitching rooms on Sunday. I don't think I went. I thought about it later at night, but I don't think, no, I didn't. But I watched all of the bonus features, the main room bonus features. I watched all of those through as I was sitting there stitching because, of course, I'm going to be stitching whether or not I'm zooming. And then I did watch the 2 free classes that were provided. I really enjoyed the Satsuma Street one. I left that class once she started taking questions, because I was doing something else and I wanted to leave. But I did do some of the speed dating, and I did meet a newer designer. She has a shop on Etsy. She offered me to do a PDF giveaway of one of her patterns. So let me pull up her info, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about it this time, and then on my next video I will offer the PDF. So let me, because I'm totally prepared. So the name of her shop is Crafty Blue Bonnet Shop, and we met on the speed dating thing, and she offered me to be able to give away a PDF pattern of your choice on my channel. So, like I said, I'm going to talk about it today, and then on my next episode, I will do the actual giveaway for you to enter. Okay. So, yes, so Crafty Bluebonnet Shop, and I will put that in the description box below. That way you can go and check it out. She's got some cute patterns. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much what I did as I participated with Jingle Ball. And I stayed in one of the rooms on Friday night until it was like almost 2 o'clock in the morning, I think. So it was pretty late. But I did get to meet some people in different areas of the world because of the time difference and everything. So that was kind of fun. I got to be in a room with Pam and Steph for a little while from Just Keep Stitching. That was kind of fun. There was a lot of Flosstubers and a lot of designers that participated in Jingle Ball, which was fun to meet new people, see new faces that not everybody watches everybody because there's a lot of Flosstubers out there. So that being said, these are the things that I got from Jingle Ball. So I did not go to last year's Jingle Ball because I found out about it after the fact. So I picked up last year's Jingle Ball Baubles PDF, and because I really liked some of the patterns out of this, and for the $20 to get the booklet, as long as I do like 4 things out of it, I've made my money like back from it. And there's 12 different patterns in it. And I know that all of these have been released. I have seen them in the shops and on 123 Stitch and stuff like that. So I know that they have all been released at this point, but getting them all together in a $20 booklet was worth it, I think. I want to do this one, and I want to do this one, and this one, and her, and that one, and probably that one, and probably this one. Honestly, there's only a couple on here. I'm not a Nutcracker fan, so I probably won't do that one unless I do it for like a small exchange or something. But yeah, I think they're all super cute, and depending on what I'm stitching it for, yeah. So I went ahead and got that, and it was the last time that you would be able to get it as the booklet because they were going to end it at the end of Jingle Ball. I'm hoping, because I did not pick up this year's book, I'm hoping, because I think I heard it said somewhere that they were going to be offering this year's book next year, and then they would be ending it as well, just like they did for this one. And if they don't, oh well, I guess I missed out. But it is what it is. I decided to use the money that I would have spent on the second book on some other patterns. So I got from the Blue Flower, I got the Holiday Card 2023 Merry Meerkats. And I got it as the PDF so I could just print it out and have it ready. This is one of the ones I'm thinking about starting for 12 by 12. I think it's really cute. And to finish it as a little pillow would be really sweet. So there's that. And I'm really, really thinking about starting that one. I also would like to start one of these. This one is Luminous Fiber Arts, and this is Noël Rouge. And you get two different styles of this, one with the name and one without. So if you want to do it without the name, there is a pattern that kind of like puts a couple extra motifs up there so that it doesn't look funny without something. But I think they're really cute, and I would really like to stitch one of those. I'm not sure if I'll stitch, I don't know which one I'll stitch, but I really like to start one of them. And I don't know if I'm going to do red. I don't know. I have some really pretty reds in my stash, so I might do some red. I don't know. The next one that I got, Satsuma Street Holiday Glow. My friend did the Hanukkah bird one. I can't remember what it's called, but it was gorgeous. And she did it on a blue fabric, and it just popped. It was so pretty. I think she used the called for fabric, but I really liked this one. I'm not sure if I would do it on the red like that is. I'm not sure what color I would do it on, but it's really pretty, and I want to do it. And when I find a color, I'll just know. Oh, that's the color I want to do that on. But I think something bright would be pretty. Then I have never done any of the Satsuma Street ornaments, so I went ahead and got the 4-pack of PDFs. And this is this year's that she just put out. I like all 4 of them, which is why I decided to go with this 4-pack. Because it was the same cost as getting one kit, and she was out of the kits anyway. But by the time, because I waited until like the last minute. I waited till Sunday night before I made any purchases, because I was trying to figure out how much money I wanted to spend. Because it was going on my credit card, and I wanted to see what I really wanted to get. so yeah, and I think that this one is going to be the first one that I stitch. My friend Melissa gave me some scrap perforated paper that I'm going to start stitching this one on. I've never stitched on perforated paper, so that will be interesting. But I really think this one's super cute. And I have a feeling that I'm going to be collecting the 12 Days of Christmas ones at least as she puts them out. Because this is 4 Calling Birds, so this is this year's. There's the French hen, there's the turtle doves, and there's the partridge. Out of the 4 that she's released so far, the partridge is the only one that I'm not like super like, ooh, that's like, it's okay. it's not super cute like this is. This is super cute. 4 Calling Birds, that's adorable. So this one is the first one that I'm going to try from her ornaments. So that's what I got at Jingle Ball. So let's move on to what I got from the freebie table at AZ Stitchers. So the first thing that I got was a bag full of sample pieces of fabric. And there are a ton of usable pieces, especially for ornaments. Like, these are perfect sizes for ornaments. And there's so many different colors and styles. There's linens, there's Ada, there's I think there's a couple pieces of Lugana in there. So I picked that up because I figured for ornaments, these scrap pieces are perfect. And these are just stickers that will peel right off, so I can use the whole piece. So yeah, so I picked that up. Let's see, I got Springtime Tapestry from Ink Circles. And the sun is like in that weird spot now. So it has 3 different colorways that you can choose from. And Ink Circles is one of my favorite designers. So I basically just collect anything I can get my hands on from Ink Circles. I picked up Frosted Pumpkin Happy Halloween. I was gifted these 3. Hang on, wait. Before I show you those, this is the last one that I picked off the freebie table. This is Helen D's Mushroom Mayhem. Okay, and then these I was gifted from my stitchy friend Melissa, and she's always giving me patterns. So she had the opportunity to go to summer school at the Attic, and even though she's not a sampler stitcher, really, she went and she really enjoyed it. And so she gave me one of her patterns that she got from there because she's like, I will never stitch this. And I'm like, that's like the one pattern that I really liked from the ones that I saw that they did at summer school. So yeah. And the pattern itself is from the Scarlet House. And it has it where you can put the button on, or there's stitches where the button is. So if you wanted to do stitches, you could. But it's super pretty, and it reminds me of my quilting stuff, which at some point I will get back into, but I just don't have the time or energy to do that right now. So there's that. And then she gave me Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, the Peacock Manor. And there is obviously a peacock on there, a couple of them. There's one there on the roof, and then there's one there. And I think when I go to stitch it, I'm just going to stop it right there and not do the alphabet. But it's really pretty. I like the colors, and I like Pansy Patch Quilts patterns. I have a lot of them because they do series, and you can't just get one in a series. You can't. And then the other one that she gifted me was So Boho, and I actually really like the colors and everything of this. Like, I wouldn't change it at all. I like the colors. And yeah, I'm actually thinking about starting one of these for my 12x12, and I'm not sure which one. It might be the Biscornu because I've never done a Biscornu, and then I kind of want to do one. I started one in my main new starts last year, but I started it too tiny, and so I'm gonna have to restart it. So yeah, I think this one might be the one. I like the colors. So there's that one. It has the 3 different patterns in this book. And this is from Tiny Modernist. And the sun is like in a weird spot. Sorry. It has like a weird glare going on. So I did mention that I stopped at the Attic yesterday. And I went in to look and see if they had any perforated paper. And they did. They had this is 18 count. So this is smaller than what they use in the Satsuma Streets ones. I can still use this to make the ornaments. I just would have to use smaller beads. So I went ahead and got it because I figured I could try it. And I could always do it without the beads too. There's nothing saying that you have to put the beads on it. So I picked that up. I picked up, speaking of Fancy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, I picked up their Wisteria House. This is the first one in their Wisteria Lane series. I love the colors. So the other series that they have, there's the Christmas Lane, and then there is the Pumpkin Lane. They all use like the same colors in each one of the houses. So if all of the colors are this colorway in this series, I am going to have to stitch all of them because it is gorgeous with that purple. I'm not sure. It was stitched on 36 count Cocoa by Weeks Dye Works. And it's just really pretty. I don't know if I would use that particular color. I'm not sure. Although it does look very nice on it. I don't know. But when I get around to stitching it, which who knows when that will be. But when I get around to stitching it, I'll make that decision. The other thing that I got at the attic is a piece of raw with white dots. I have some patterns by the Little Stitcher that I want to stitch on this, so which is why I picked this one up. And there's plenty of fabric in this. It's 18 by 27, so there's plenty of fabric in this. I'll be able to do like all of those patterns and then some. So there's that. So that is all the stuff that I got over the last 3 weeks, whether it was given to me or I actually purchased it. I sold a bunch of bags the other weekend, and so I was able to use that money to buy a few things. That's pretty much how I work. The money that I get from my Etsy shop for selling my project bags is what I use to buy my patterns and fabric and all that stuff. So there's that. So this one is up on my Etsy shop right now. This one I called Christmas Sweaters. It is very cute, and it's got strings of lights for the background. It's adorable. So there's that one. There's this one. It's got snowflakes for the background, and it is snow globes for the main bag. Also super cute. This one, 2 pieces. This one is Santa mugs, and this one has a thread bed that goes with it. So those 3 are available on my Etsy, along with other stuff that I have up there. I just wanted to show you guys those before they're gone. Like I said, as of right now, they are still available. I just put them up last night. So, woo, avalanche. Okay. We don't need falling things. That don't need them. I'm looking around, making sure everything got talked about. Oh, I was going to ask your opinion on something. So at the AZ Stitchers meeting, I gave away a bunch of floss drops that I normally put in my project bags when I send them out, as a little, freebie and gift for, purchasing the bags. So at the AZ Stitcher meeting, I gave everybody a couple different sets of floss drops because who does not need more floss drops? And a few of the ladies asked me if I was going to sell these. And I'm like, I honestly hadn't really thought about it because I make them to put in my bags when I sell them, when I go to ship them off. And they're like, well, I would buy them if you have them in like a set of them, I'm like, well, maybe I'll think about that and put them on my Etsy shop. So my question is, if I made these, and I don't know if I held them up long enough, but they are in the shape of a little house, because Heidi's homemade. It has a little house. And if I made them to do as like a set, I would probably have like one of them have my name on them and the rest of them would be blank. They would just be pretty papers. If I did these to sell in my Etsy shop, do you think that you would buy one? Or, someone would buy them. Not necessarily you, but do you think that it is something that is worth doing? I can make a lot of them. I would probably do like a set. I'd probably do like sets of like 50 or 100 of them, something like that, maybe. I don't know. Just in the comment section below, let me know if you think that is a good idea, or not. Either way, because I'm not completely sold on it. Like, I think that they are super useful, but I don't know as if it would be something that someone would buy necessarily. I don't know. You tell me. But if I made them, would they sell? Let's see. Also, in the comment section below, if you could tell me which patterns, go check out the Etsy shop. That's the Crafty Blue Bonnet shop. And again, I will post that in the description box below. The light is horrible right now. I'll post it in the description box below. But go check out her site on Etsy, Crafty Blue Bonnet Shop. Crafty Blue Bonnet Shop. And tell me which pattern of hers that you like, because on my next episode, I will be doing a giveaway for that. Yes. Sorry, my head is pounding, and I should probably end this video because it's already an hour. So, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, I plan to do a whip parade right after New Year's, so that way I can include my 12 by 12. Okay. The light was shining off of the vinyl of my bags. That way I can include my new starts from 12 by 12 into my whip parade. It might be a separate video from my normal videos. I haven't really decided yet. So, that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Have a great day.